everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I thought that we would make some seasoning mixes. We spend a lot of money on taco seasoning, breadcrumbs, onion soup mix, that kind of thing. And I thought, this is all stuff we have in our pantries. And if you read the list of ingredients, you really don't want to be eating the things that are in all those pre-bought mixes anyway. Or pre-made mixes. So I've got about 4 that we're going to do today, and I will make sure and put them in the description box below as well. And I'm just going to be making one recipe of them today to show you just kind of what we're doing, but I will put it in a larger quantity in the description box. Our first one is going to be taco seasoning mix. So what we're going to start with is 2 tablespoons of flour. And I'm just going to put this in a jar for right now, just in a canning jar, but I do have a container that I usually keep it all in, the taco seasoning mix, and I make up several batches at a time, so I can just grab it when I'm making tacos and put it in, and I don't have to stop and mix, because as you can see, there's a lot of ingredients that go into it. But when you make a big batch of it, it really goes fast, and it's so convenient to have on hand. All right, let's go ahead and add our chili powder, and that's 2 teaspoons. And all of these, if you like more chili powder than that, then put more in. This recipe calls for cumin, and I leave that out, a little too spicy for my taste, because as you know, I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to spice. All right, 1½ teaspoons of minced onion. There we go. And then 1¼ teaspoon of salt. And again, if you want to leave out some salt, make it not quite so salty, you're welcome to do that. This recipe really is not extra salty. All right, and paprika. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of that. There we go. And if you have smoked paprika and you like it a little bit spicier, that would do it. All right, 3/4 teaspoon of beef bouillon. There we go. And 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. And then, let's see, garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon. And then just a dash of onion powder. So I think I'll do about 1/8 teaspoon. We'll call that a dash. All right. Then all you need to do is just mix it up. And there we go. We have our taco seasoning mix. And all we do is we add this then along with 3/4 cup of water to our 1 pound of ground beef or chicken, whatever we're making, and we've got it. All right, and that is so nice to have in the pantry. All right, let's go on to our next one. For our second mix, we will do the dry onion soup mix, and there's only 3 ingredients that go into it. If you look at the back of the box of the dry onion soup mix that you buy at the store, there is a ton of ingredients. All it is onion powder, chopped minced onion, and beef bouillon. And those are the only 3 ingredients that go into the dry onion soup mix. So let's go ahead and mix up some. And also, as I am doing this, don't forget to label your jars or your containers that you put your mixes in, because it might be kind of a rude awakening if you don't label them and then you'll forget what they are. So 4 tablespoons of beef bouillon. So there's that. And then next we've got 8 teaspoons of dry onion. All right. And this onion soup mix, it is so good like for roasts or dips, anything that you would use the dry onion soup mix for. And I'm just going to add then another teaspoon of onion powder. There we go. And that is all it takes to make the dry onion soup mix. I'll just get that mixed up here. All right, for our next homemade seasoning mix, we are going to make seasoned salt. So this would take place of like Lowry's seasoning salt, Johnny's, that kind of thing. So we need 1/4 cup of garlic powder, and this is going to make quite a bit. It's 1/4 cup garlic powder. Get that all in there. 1/4 cup of onion powder. Perfect. All right. And 1/4 cup of salt. Redmond's real salt here. It's not an iodized salt, it's an actual sea salt. And then 2 tablespoons of chili powder. All right, there's our 2 tablespoons of chili powder. And then 3 tablespoons of paprika. All right, there's our 3 tablespoons of paprika. And now we've got 2 tablespoons of dried parsley. And I just dried this parsley this week. There we go. So there's all of our ingredients. I'll put our lid on that has the seasoning salt label. This would be great on steaks, on chicken. I bet it'd be even good on French fries. I think we're ready for steak. All right. Let's do one more. The mix we're going to do is actually seasoned breadcrumbs. And when you have crusts of bread or bread that's going stale and you just don't really, you're going to throw it away anyway, just stick it in your freezer. And once you need breadcrumbs, then you can get out your food processor, your blender, mix it up. You've got breadcrumbs. And they're fantastic for in place of like panko, or if you're making some pork chops and you need some breading, or chicken parmesan, or let's see what else, just chicken that you want to make a little bit fancier maybe, and you want to coat it with some breadcrumbs. So we're just going to put some stale bread in here, and we've got all kinds of bread. We've got some whole wheat, we've got some 9-grain, some sourdough, just kind of all kinds. So we're just going to put that in here and get it all mixed up. And there's crumbs in the bags, we might as well put those in because that's what we're making. All right, let's get going here. And I'm going to mix up the I'm going to break the bread up first to make the crumbs, and then I'm going to add chopped onion, Italian seasoning, and some parsley to it. Okay, that looks great. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to put in just what looks about right here. And then some onion in that. And some dried parsley. Let's give that a whirl. All right, perfect. That looks exactly like the breadcrumbs that you would be buying at the store. Make sure that, unless you're dehydrating these, to keep them in the freezer because it is fresh bread and it will mold. So make sure you keep them in the freezer, just in your Ziploc or a plastic container works, or even throw them in the dehydrator and get it all dehydrated. Then you can store it in your mason jar. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew not to just store it on the shelf in the mason jar because you will have moldy breadcrumbs. And like I said, put them on your pork chops, put them on your chicken. All right, well, thank you for sticking with me to the end here. I hope that you have thought about things that you can do with your ingredients that you have in your kitchen and that you make some of these mixes. Thank you so much.